This was by far the toughest race of my entire life. What's up guys, Tasmanian Devil back with a UeR GT3 race. Today we're going to be racing at Mount Panorama. I gotta tell you, this was a really tough track. I couldn't set down a good qualifying lap, so we're starting near the back. Coming into turn 1, we already go into pure chaos. Couldn't even tell you how many people were off the track here, but coming down the straight, figured we'd be safe at this point, but gotta learn this track, you're not safe anywhere. So, coming to the end of the main straight here, I just hold my inside line. Don't want to battle too hard, just trying to keep it clean and stay alive. It's our only goal for this race. Fortunately, coming up here, I react a little bit late to the brake lights on CMB there, and lock up going into the turn, end up bumping him a bit. So, fortunately, he didn't take any damage, waited till it was clear and got myself out of there. Coming down here, see quite a few more parked cars and some other ones going pretty slow, so can definitely tell what this race has in store for everyone. It's gonna be a tough one to the end. So I didn't set a good pace at any time during practice this week, so I just let Shredded James pass here, not put up much of a fight, but we're at the end of the first lap and we've gone through, survived nice and clean. Shit. So we didn't get a clean first lap, take a bunch of damage and have to return to the garage and take this 3-minute penalty. But we're still alive in the race, so head down, let's keep driving. Coming into the downhill section, I get a yellow flag here, and this is the most terrifying spot to get a yellow flag. I'm really surprised I didn't end up spinning or hitting any walls. Just as soon as you're going into it, you can't really watch the map, see where it's coming. And as you can see here, at this point in the race, I did not have a good line or any stability getting through the mountains. Coming to the end of the lap here, I start getting really annoyed with the missing brake boards, but then I remember exactly why they're missing. And figure, you know what, let's just shrug it off and keep going. Coming down to the end of the main straight here, I lift quite a bit just to let the two race leaders by, and tried to take off after of them, hoping to get through the mountains quickly, but slip a little bit and end up losing time to the person driving in third. So at this point they're catching up quick. I'm trying to push hard so I don't impede them at all going through the mountains. Push a little too hard, end up ping-ponging off the wall a little bit, and then just pull over and brake, let everybody by, get back on and go back to racing. So after that incident, I finally started getting some clean space to race. And at this point I started getting a bit of a good feel for the mountains here. Coming through turns 3 and 4, started getting a nice sharp cut in and exit, as well as coming down here through the S's and the dipper. Started really just getting a good feel on how to lift and coast through there without losing too much speed. No, I'm not fast, but I'm starting to get the stability down, and that's what's important. So from this point on, just focus on trying to keep this as clean as possible. Let's do some good laps, clean driving, and try not to impede as much as possible. Starting to get a lot of really good stability coming through here, so I'm hoping the rest of our race is going to be a bit smoother than the start. Coming out of turn 1, we quickly lift and pull over to the side, let some of the faster traffic through. At this point I realized I forgot to check my time going into the mountains, look at a bad spot, make a little mistake going into turns 3 and 4, get a blue flag coming into the S's, end up panicking a little bit, braking through the turn, spinning out and bumping the wall. So I quickly pull forward, just try to get out of the way, wait here for a minute, and then ends up being a lot of traffic flying by, so I kind of sit here for a minute. I'm hoping I can find a quick way to turn out and get around, but can't, so pull back over and then have to just return to the garage. But I think this might have been a mistake because I had to take another 3 minutes. Leaving the pit stop, I forgot to put my pit limiter on, so once we came out we had a 30-second stop and go. So, again, try not to panic or anything. We're still alive in the race. Let's try to just get through here and finish. Coming up to the downhill of the mountain, we end up getting some slow traffic and didn't realize how slow they'd be, so I slowed down quite a bit, end up going through here, but get on the power too quick, bump my rear into the dipper, and then again I'm off to the side out in the wall. So this time we get out of the way a bit more, wait, and we actually do end up getting a clean line here. So a few cars go by, lost 2 positions there at least, I think 4, but turn back around, just keep our head in the game and let's keep driving. Let's just go serve our penalty and get back in this. So coming up to the pits to serve our penalty, I slow down really early just to make sure we don't pick up any more. Serve it and get back out on the road. Lap later, Smitty exits the pits right in front of us. We get a good run down the main straight here, but being a part of our partner team, I don't want to battle too hard and cause any issues, so I back out a little bit and just try to follow him through the mountains here. At this point, we're 35 minutes into the race, so I'm planning on trying to do my pit stop. But I realized coming through the mountains here that because I reset to the garage a couple times, my fuel reset to the max. So wait until I got back onto the main straight here again so I could go through my menu and turn it down. Get my fuel just up to as little as possible. So we go in, take our pit stop, and then come out with some fresh tires. 20 minutes left, let's try to finish it and not take any more damage or risks. At this point in the race, I started getting a really good feel for the mountains again, getting a really smooth pull through there, stable, and finally feeling like I'm finding some time through there. Just again, at this point, we're focused on driving clean and not impeding. The traffic is so spread out that there's very low chance we're going to be battling for many positions. This would be what I'd say is my one questionable time of impeding. I kind of slip here, go off the track, sit on the line, but I figure it's better just stay to the right than trying to huck it left in front of all these guys as they're flying past me. At this point I started to feel like we were getting a lot of blue flags out there, but considering that everyone below P4 was lapped once and everyone below P7 was down by 2 laps, I think P11 and down was down 3 laps. I wasn't going to be too frustrated by it. Again, just let's finish our race and stay alive. Best we can do. So, coming on to the start of lap 19 here, we end up having the person in P23 exit the pits just in front of us, about 3 seconds ahead. So, I think it's possible that we can go and gain position, maybe do some battling. Again, I'm starting to feel really comfortable through the mountains here, get a really smooth run, and get really good exits out of it too. So after this first lap down, we end up getting the time down to about 2.5 seconds. And then coming up to the start of the mountains again, we get a really good run into the turn 3 and 4 here. End up coming out just 2 seconds behind, start pushing a little bit, but then take it just a touch wide, end up having to scrub off a little bit of speed so we don't hit the wall and end up losing that momentum. Again, another run down through the mountains here. This is the quickest I've ever felt all night, especially coming out of the dipper here. Just really feel like I'm gaining a lot of speed. And then even through the Forest's Elbow, this was one I've been struggling with all night. I get a really good exit and run down this back straight. But unfortunately, it's not quite enough. We finished the lap again 3 seconds behind him. But I'm not quite ready to give up the fight. So about 3.8 seconds through the mountain here behind. Try to push for a little bit more speed. We're setting our fastest lap of the night, but push a little too hard and just slam the wall. So fortunately, there was nobody anywhere behind us, so we just got turned around right away and back out on track. But I noticed right away, lost all steering from the right tire. Car did not want to turn in at all, so you can see coming up through the mountains here, got a lot of speed, start turning in, hook it more, even slowing down, and the right tire is just scrubbing and won't give me any. Then coming down the mountain here, I have to scrub off so much speed just because the car will not respond to any of my inputs. And coming up to the final straight here, We end up slowing down a lot just to make sure we don't impede anyone, but you can really see as we come up to the turn leading into the chicane here, even in 5th gear lifting, I can barely get my car turned in, and that's usually a 6th gear flat. So on to the last lap. We lift off and let Captain Hinkle by so we're not impeding. Car again does not want to turn in at all. I see Lock and Ring is starting to catch up behind, so I want to get through here as quick as I can, but again, I'm really having to nurse the car here. It does not like responding at high speeds at all. Coming up to the S's, see that the time shrinks quite a bit. I start to see him popping in and out of my rear view mirror, so I just want to get through the dipper and fourth elbow, get out of the way on the straight and let him by. But unfortunately I carry too much speed trying to not impede, lose all my steering, bump into the wall, try to recover it and get out of the way as quick as possible, but with his speed he just takes me right out and spins me around. So now with all this damage and just one straight left to go, figure we'll take her home, tire scrubbing all the way. And when I say scrubbing all the way, I mean I have never felt this much tire scrubbing from damage just through the force feedback. I'm surprised I was able to come across the finish line here, but we survived the race, ended up finishing 24th out of 30th, so that's a lot better than I was hoping for. Thank you all for coming along with this video. I hope you're enjoying my journey from sim to track, and I appreciate you all supporting it. So if you have any tips for improvement, as always, please leave them down below, and let's all keep growing together.